Hello and welcome to Impact the Borough, a podcast from the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce. I'm Brent Christensen, President and CEO of the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce. Each week, a Chamber staff member will sit down with a guest to discuss what we're doing to start and grow businesses, create quality jobs, develop our workforce, and tell the inspiring story of Greensboro to the world. This podcast is brought to you by Truliant Federal Credit Union, a modern, mission-driven financial institution focused on the needs of its members, the businesses it serves, and our community. With 5 locations in Guilford County, including a dedicated commercial lending office at Friendly Center and a highly rated mobile banking app, Truliant makes it their business to help you grow yours. Visit Truliant.org for more information.
Thank you all for joining in to the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce Impact the Borough podcast. My name is Lizzy Tahsuda, and I'm the Director of Campus Greensboro with Action Greensboro. And I'm excited to tell you all today about our very first Next in FinTech Community Challenge. So in October, earlier this month, we held a 7-day virtual event for student teams all over North Carolina to compete to solve real-world issues using financial technology. So we had 24 student teams with about 85 students total, and they were working to solve 2 different community challenges. One with Cone Health around telehealth, healthcare access, and COVID-19 relief, and one with Piedmont Business Capital around racial economic equity and minority business resources. We're really excited today to introduce one of our winning teams from Greensboro College. So we had 2 winning teams of the Next in FinTech Community Challenge. Today we have the Greensboro College Analytics team who won the challenge with Cone Health. So thank you all so much for being here and for joining us and for telling us more about your experiences with the Next in FinTech Community Challenge. Do you guys mind going around the room and introducing yourselves?
Certainly. I'm Richard Ansetti. I'm a Greensboro College accounting major.
My name is William Curry. I'm an accounting major with an analytics minor. I'm a junior, and I also play soccer here at Greensboro College.
I'm Lexia Wingler. I'm a senior at Greensboro College. I am double majoring in accounting and business administration.
I'm Natalie. I'm a senior, and I'm double majoring in accounting and business administration with a minor in business analytics, and I also play volleyball for Greensboro College.
Awesome. So I don't know if I realized that all of you guys are accounting majors. I think that's really interesting, thinking about fintech and financial technology. What made you guys decide to participate in this challenge? What was appealing to you?
Well, how it started for us is our professor, we're all in the same class, that's why our majors are so aligned, was the one who alerted us to the challenge and suggested that we participate. Because it would be an interesting exercise and it would look good on our resumes. And it would just be something interesting to look into and pursue.
It's a great point that you mentioned that this is a resume builder. One of the reasons we decided to launch this program this fall is because we know how many students had their internships eliminated this summer due to COVID-19. And there are so many students who, still need this professional experience and still need, to meet and network with industry leaders. So that was one reason we decided to do this challenge at this time. It wasn't a last minute decision, but we pivoted another program to make this work for this fall. So I'm glad to hear that it was a resume building experience for you guys.
I'd also say it was appealing because it was like an actual real world problem.
Can you say more to that?
Yeah. Well, at first we didn't really know what was going on because our professor was just like, here's this challenge, you guys need to do it. And we were like, all right, maybe, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And then as we the opening ceremony, we learned about the actual problem itself, how the digital health was a huge problem with older people and the billing questions and all that. So
yeah, no, that's true. So to go into that a little bit more, the Cone Health Challenge really was about how to, help people of all generations and all, levels of technology be able to access telehealth, especially during this time where it can be safer to meet with a doctor at home than going into a hospital or a clinic. And you guys came up with a pretty cool solution to that. Do you guys want to talk about what your solution was?
So our solution was 2-part. First of all, was just addressing the issues they had of technical literacy, which some people just don't know how to use their online medical system, either because they're confused by the system itself or by technology in general. And that was causing problems for Cone Health since a lot of time, once they actually got a call through, was just spent patching technical issues instead of patching health issues. So the first part of the approach was just using a bot and technology to vet through their patients before contact was even made, so that the hospital itself could make first contact with those patients before their appointment and help walk them through their problems. That way, all the technical issues would be resolved before the doctor even enters the picture, and they can focus all of their time on their actual health checkup. And beyond that, because we wanted to also address hardware concerns, some longer term things to consider on top of just this relatively fast and easy solution, was looking into the idea of basically checkup kiosks that can be set up in community centers, schools, businesses, that people who might not have access to technology or might not understand technology, they're in low-income areas or are computer illiterate, can just travel to these stations and everything is right there for an entire telehealth appointment, screen, camera, the works. And that would greatly lower the barrier to entry for those patients and help minimize how many non-health issues a physician might have to work through in order to work with them.
Well, your solution was definitely impressive, and that's shown by being the winners of this specific challenge. So congratulations again. I think Cone Health was really impressed with what you guys came up with, and it does seem like it could be a viable and sustainable solution that they could actually implement and help our community. So that's incredible. I know you guys had quite a few resources throughout this week during the Next in FinTech Community Challenge to help you formulate your solutions. And one of those resources is your Success Squad. So for viewers at home, every student team was matched with a Success Squad of volunteers who are community mentors to help them find resources that could help them with their challenge, as well as create their pitches. They had to submit video pitches for their judges, and we had Success Squad members help them and coach them through that process as well. So could you guys talk a little bit about your Success Squad? I know you guys met with your Success Squad quite a bit.
Our success coaches were Deborah Hooper and Megan Mabry. I know that Deborah, she was super helpful to us, and she would always mediate, like getting us resources from Cone Health. Anything that we wanted, she would be the first person to email them, ask them, hey, can our students have this? She was also really helpful in like helping us formulate ideas, and she would describe to us her own personal experiences that would kind of help us work towards a solution to this. So she was really helpful to our team in this challenge.
That's awesome. You know, as mentioned, part of this is we want you guys to network and to meet people, and that can be difficult in a virtual environment as well. So this event was fully virtual, 100%. What was that like for you guys?
In a way, it was very relaxing because I didn't have to go anywhere. I just had to be here at the correct time.
Yeah, I definitely preferred it being virtual. I think it would have been really difficult to attend all the workshops had it not been.
Yeah, I think I agree with Natalie. I actually preferred it to be online rather than in person because there was a lot of workshops to get to. So it was easier to just be able to get on your phone and tune in because you always have your phone with you instead of going somewhere to be at the workshops.
It's true. You know, virtual has its pros, right? So I'm glad you guys saw the silver lining in that. I think it's, again, really interesting that you all are, accounting majors and not necessarily in IT or finance. I mean, accounting goes with finance for sure, but not necessarily in financial technology. Could you speak to a little bit about what you learned about FinTech throughout this and if it's created any kind of interest for you in pursuing a career in FinTech?
Well, certainly one thing I learned at least was just the term FinTech and everything that was associated with it to begin with. And my personal avenue of study, despite how close the avenue of study has been to FinTech, it's not something that's ever particularly popped up. So just learning about it and all of those concepts was novel to begin with.
Yeah. Prior to this experience, I don't even think I'd ever heard of the term FinTech. Obviously, I've used it before because we all make online payments and we all use this technology, but I never thought into the processes of it and how deep the roots are of FinTech. So it was pretty cool to see all that.
I know I've always been fascinated with things like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So the workshops really focused on that, which I enjoyed.
And I think it'd be really cool to understand a little more about behind the scenes of the technology, like for future purposes. Like if I chose that career path or something, I think it'd be really interesting to learn more about.
Also, just on a personal level, I've studied accounting, I've studied finance, and I've studied IT. I used to be a computer major. And just finding this entire field at the intersection of all of that, where I never really thought to look before, was an interesting experience.
That's a really great point. Something that I think all of our workshop speakers have touched on is how versatile FinTech is and how it really falls in all different industries and really can encapsulate all different skill sets. So I'm glad you brought that up, Richard. And we talked a lot about the workshops throughout this. We did host 4 different industry-led workshops on a variety of different topics, including design thinking and user experience, big data, artificial intelligence and machine learning, blockchain and cryptocurrency, and then the future of FinTech, looking at trends, both in Greensboro, the Triad, and the state. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Natalie kind of mentioned that she enjoyed the cryptocurrency workshop. Was there a workshop that stood out to you?
Definitely for me, the first one, the designing and building for customers, that sort of front-facing design workshop, that one jumped out to me the most.
I would say the AI and learning about big data, because it kind of relates to the class that we are in now. So I kind of had a connection between those two. I thought that was pretty cool.
I agree with William. I think the AI one was the most interesting to me because it kind of relates to everything that we were doing. It gave us a lot of cool insight into a lot of different things.
So we had workshop presenters from RTMI, Bank of America, Truist, and Volvo Financial Services. Those were our 4 workshop sponsors of the week, and they were very helpful in putting together the FinTech Challenge. So I do want to make sure they get a shout out. In addition, the entire event was presented by Guilford Merchants Association, so GMA. So we also really appreciate their sponsorship and support. Just want to pull that plug in because they definitely made a huge difference on whether this event could happen and how successful this event was. All right, so I have just a couple more questions for you all. What is one piece of advice that you all would give to future students who participate in any upcoming industry challenges?
I would say do it without hesitation. It was a great experience working together with a team to work towards a solution.
I would say each individual write your own pitch. And from then at the Sunday or whenever you end up doing your video, combine all the pitches and go from there or pick the best one. I think that really worked out for our group well.
I would say meet with your team very often. I feel like if we could have done it again, we would have met twice as much as we did, and we met a lot. So plan time to meet with your success coaches and just your team, without your teachers, without your success coaches, all of that.
I would say don't be afraid to do a lot of research and reach out to people beyond not just your team and your success coach, because other people will know more about this industry than you. What they have to say is very, very valuable.
Okay. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts about the FinTech Challenge or about your experience with this event in Campus Greensboro?
I didn't realize, how many schools were registered, how many total teams there would be. And we competed against schools like, Duke and UNC Chapel Hill and all these other great schools. So it definitely felt good to win as an underdog.
Yeah, something that I really liked about the challenge was the challenge itself, our challenge with Cone Health, because to me, it's something really relatable, because I know that my grandparents, they don't have the easiest time using technology. So anytime they have the first problem, they always call me and they're like, hey, can you help me? I don't understand this. So if the people that were using the technology, tried to mediate that problem before it even came about, I think that would be great for them. So this challenge, it was really great because, we could see the issues and see the solutions.
I definitely agree with that. I think it was interesting to see financial technology work through healthcare overall.
I would like to say thank you to Doug McMillan, because the Zoom session that we had on Thursday was very helpful in formulating an idea.
For people at home, Doug McMillan is the Interim Chief Information Security Officer with Cone Health, and he hosted a community FAQ session for students to answer questions about the Cone Health Challenge. Well, I really appreciate you all participating in this challenge, and congratulations again. You'll forever go down in history as our very first winning team of the first Next in FinTech Community Challenge. I know we'll do other industry challenges in the future, and so you guys can definitely hang your hat on knowing that you're one of the first winning teams. You guys came up with an awesome solution. As I mentioned, the judges were really impressed, and I know Cone was as well. We really appreciate all of your hard work. For everyone at home, as you probably realize, this was a really intense 7 days. During these 7 days, the students attended multiple workshops and events. They met with each other, they met with their success squad, and they formulated a 3-minute video pitch all within 7 days to create this challenge solution. So they worked hard, they came up with great results, and we're really appreciative of their dedication to the challenge and to our community. So thank you all for listening at home. We appreciate it. If you're interested in learning more about the Next in FinTech Community Challenge, please head to our website, which is campusgreensboro.org/nextinfintech. We also recommend, if you want to see all the wonderful student pitches, we did an award ceremony this past week. We Facebook live streamed it, so it is archived on Campus Greensboro's Facebook page. If you're interested in watching the top 10 student video pitches, including, of course, this team, the winning team's Greensboro College Analytics team's video, we highly recommend checking those out. All of the solutions were really cool and very innovative. So thank you again for tuning in, and look forward to next week.
This podcast is brought to you by Truliant Federal Credit Union, a modern, mission-driven financial institution focused on the needs of its members, the businesses it serves, and our community. With 5 locations in Guilford County, including a dedicated commercial lending office at Friendly Center and a highly rated mobile banking app, Truliant makes it their business to help you grow yours. Visit Truliant.org for more information. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube thanks to our video sponsor, North State. Impact the Borough is recorded at Press Play Studios. Producers are Brody Cohen Glaze and Holly West. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at GSO Chamber. See you next time.